All right. Have a Kenworth T680. Just a windshield replacement. Already got paperwork done. These are pretty straightforward. Got to get a step out. Pop off the wiper arms. Then we can go ahead and get to cutting her out. Don't really worry about too much protection on these guys as far as taping them off or any type of hood protection or anything like that. There's not really a need for it. I do, however, need to get those wiper nuts off here. You guys are in the microphone of my phone. And we did have a freeze last night, so my batteries are a little wonky here. Whoever did this before, I don't know if you could see it, but they did put that wiper arm way low and they put the passenger one way high. So we're going to go ahead and fix that before we leave here. You just want to give that hinge a jolt. That'll pop those free. Then you push the hinge down, lift up on the base, and you're good to go. I don't know if this other battery's charged, but we're about to find out. Better than that one was. All right, we got two to do today. Got this guy, and we have a 71 Trans Am after this. So we'll, not in a big hurry, but we will try to get in and out in a reasonable time here. All right, this looks like it actually is a factory glass, so that's beneficial. We'll just get our bison and get to work. Now with this bison, I think I need to put new line on it. We'll see if I get it. Some guys like angling it out towards the center, kind of up by where a mirror bracket would be. Some guys like going vertical. I always find it easiest just to go vertical with her. It doesn't hurt anything and usually gives a pretty good result. Get our pick, go out here. Actually, I am gonna trim off the lip of that encapsulation, just to make things a little easier on ourselves. Work smarter, not harder, I guess. There she is, right up under there. You can kind of see there's this big opening down in here. The other side of that poker went up through there. It's a big cavity. You're not going to scratch any of the body or mar the plastic up under there. It's not really going to make a difference if you do, but just a quality and the detail thing. You know, why scratch something and mar something if you don't have to? Go ahead and pull that out a little bit. I know my line is short, so I'm hoping I have enough here. It was just long enough to do that Trans Am that we're going back to after this. It was long enough to get that at least cut out. All right, it's looking like all we got. It's probably going to be a little tight. Guess we'll find out. You just want to lip up this molding, this encapsulation. You can kind of feed it up around, up under here, and it'll self-feed once it goes under that lip. Big thing is just getting it up under there and letting her do her thing. And with any heavy truck, your footing's always a little awkward in here. You want to find something metal that's, you know, either forged or fused into the block or one of the main components, or bolted. That way you have a good step. You never want to step on, you know, plastic or a hose, anything like that, because you can and will you know, bend something, break something, whether it be a wire or a hose. Generally, you just kind of want to avoid doing that. Save you from having to file an insurance claim because you broke something you shouldn't have, and now you're looking at some service work to get it fixed. You just want to avoid that if at all possible. See if we can't get it up around this corner here. I think we should be able to, yeah. And like I said, once you get it under there, it'll feed itself down. It's nothing too crazy, nothing too special. While I get down, I'll go ahead and put some of my tools away here. I'll go over my loadout and how I have everything tooled up in a different video. But for right now, we're just kind of going over this particular truck and how I go about doing it, how I look at it. Nothing too fancy, nothing too special. I just noticed that there's not too many videos up on YouTube here on doing a lot of these vehicles that I come across quite often. So whether it be, you know, a tractor trailer or excavator, you know, most vehicles that are up are either, you know, for show value, and somebody's sitting there doing a round drop beat, or, you know, something crazy just to show off for the camera. It's not actually providing the consumer with an accurate representation of the industry, nor is it helping any, you know, newer technician who's just getting into it and trying to kind of learn the ropes. You know, a lot of times they'll get on YouTube and look up a car they run into because they've never done one, and you know, you just want to help out the next guy if you can. Sometimes it's a little finicky, and you know, I might go out to something that I've never really done before and have to learn it, but for the most part, a car's a car. Well, a vehicle's a vehicle. There's subtle differences, but it's never anything too crazy. It doesn't matter if it's a 98 Corolla or a, you know, new Porsche. The general routine's the same. People get so scared about doing stuff these days because they don't want to break something, or, you know, they're just not comfortable doing it. And in reality, other than clips and retainers and some little quirks, for the most part, everything's the same from vehicle to vehicle. Get this line pulled through here. Once that's fed, start drilling here. And like I said, this will auto feed into that, up under that encapsulation, or it should. I just kind of bounce this a little bit around the corners. If it gets tight, and I don't want it catching on this, there's some plastic up here that I don't want it catching on either, so I'll jam this guard in here and hope it gets around this corner nice and smooth. It should. There she goes. Protect that plastic headliner. And of course, this battery's almost dead too. Let's go get that swapped out real quick. If something's going easy, it feels light, you know, you can run your drill pretty quick, but sometimes that's not an option, and you need a bouncer. I'm gonna go ahead and kick on my van here, and pardon the mess. Get that inverter turned on. Let that charge up that battery. I'll switch over to this one for now. Well, you just go to the other side. That side's running pretty smooth. The bottom, I should say. And yes, the cup. Move this over, sticker on there. I'll go to the other side so I don't gotta reach over everything. All in all, it's not super exciting, and I always tell customers, you know, if they want to watch, can't promise too much excitement, but you might learn something, and that's my goal. If I could teach somebody something, then I did a good job. Yeah, that headliner's, or that vinyl is spaced far enough away where it's not getting bound up. This little spike, don't know what that's for, but stick my little stopper on there. The bottom's starting to get a little tight. Oh, wow. All right. Well, line snapped on us. It's older line, so I was half expecting it to happen. I was hoping it wouldn't, but we'll ride it out as much as we can across this top before we switch line and rerun it. There she goes. That's all she's got left. You guys probably won't see the line changeover. It's kind of mundane, so I'll cut it, but you know, it's old frayed line. Get my van off, you know, less carbon footprint and all that jazz. A lot of people care about that nowadays. I do, but one person's not really going to make a difference, to be perfectly honest. It is what it is. We just taken it. Pick that up. Stick that in the old boot here. Wowzers. That was a fun one. Make sure my phone's still recording, which it is. 51 minutes already. Definitely running behind pace, but that's okay. Brush out the big stuff. Give the dash a good courtesy brushing. Go to the other side, do the same thing, clean up some of this garbage that I have laying around. I don't like leaving a mess. It's not my car to mess up, her truck. So get all that brushed off of there. Brush off the dash. Get the other side of the dash as well. Up under here. Now these things get super dirty over time anyway, just from use. I mean, this thing has 618,000 miles on it, so you know it's gonna have some wear and tear. It's gonna have use behind it, but I still don't want to make a mess if I can help it. Grab a big scraper for this guy. It's all wide open under there, so you can use just a razor scraper or really anything you want, as long as you're careful about it. Apply a little pressure to the old bead. Give it a little gentle pull as you're getting her out of there. There was a lot of ooze out as well on this one, so it was definitely done before from the factory. These KWs are normally pretty clean. I'm sure you'll get a couple that aren't super clean, but for the most part, I found the KWs do a good job at the factory of keeping things tidy. Get out of there. There you go. Get these little flappies out of here. That little piece. And go up around the corner here. A lot of this glue is actually peeling away as well. It was primed, but I'm guessing they never properly decontaminated that pinch before they primed it. They probably cut it out, sprayed it down with glass cleaner, and recontaminated it after the fact. So get all that cleaned up for them, get a better bond. Beautiful. Chuck that blade. Take my big gloves off. Good. And we'll just get a can of the activator. That one's out. Get the new can. I do use Sika products. I've used Dow, I've used a couple other ones, but I always just gravitated towards the Sika. I never had a problem with it. Always holds good when it cures up. It always has a nice result. It's not wet, but it's still supple, has a little flex to it. The Dow, I find that when it dries, it gets kind of crumbly. So I don't really like that system. So what I'll do is just keep using Sika. Activate that old urethane. Always try to make sure you have a clean part of the paper towel when you're activating, because you will recontaminate it before you prime, and that's not a good thing. You just want to run that once around if you can. Again, if you need to switch angles or directions and take it off, make sure you have a clean side. Look at all that. You don't want to mess with all that getting under your primer. That needs to flash for a couple minutes. So we'll go ahead and set up the stand, get the new glass on here, get it prepped and ready to go. That'll do. My driver did put this upside down in the van, which is good, but it does get that molding for that encapsulation to sit kind of weird. Get your melamine sponge or a Scotch-Brite. Hose her down. sure all this glass coating is off of here before you prime. So it won't leak immediately, but 5 years down the road, if this is still good glass, it could break free. It could be 5 years, could be 3 months, but you want to make sure that that bond line is super clean. You can go through, and if it doesn't come off with a wet scrub, you can go through and try a dry scrub. Normally, if you apply some pressure behind her, she'll clean up good for you. You can go through, give it another hose down. Then when you clean it, you always want to try to clean it the outside first, and then go ahead and change to a clean part of the paper towel, just so you're not recontaminating it. So you'll go through, give her a solid wipe around the outside. Again, you don't want to backtrack and recontaminate it. If you have to move or switch spots or lift up, go to a clean part of the paper towel and just give it one good wipe all the way around, just to clear off all the excess contamination. And you can flip your paper towels inside out and give her a good final wash here. Flip that thing upside down. Clean the outside over while that's flashing off, and then by the time that's clean, you're good to shoot. Just hose down these stickies. Tip with these razor blades, if you put it along the end of your finger till that first knuckle, you can actually rest that on the glass. Now there's no way for that blade to kind of kick back on you and cut you. I've had quite a few people in the past that I knew, whether it be a work acquaintance, a work friend, they've gotten cut that way. And if you lay that fingertip right down the edge of the glass and actually rest it on the glass, I don't know if you could even see that, but it does help protect your fingers. And that's, when it boils down to it, your hands are your money makers. So you want to try to protect those as good as you can, if you can help it. You toss that stuff in the trash. And those other paper towels are pretty grimy, so I'll get a couple new ones here. What I'll do, usually once a day, I'll find a fairly clean spot on a paper towel, hose down my cups a little bit. You don't need too much, just a little coating, and you can go ahead and just clean them up. Just take care of your cups, they'll take care of you. Here's an extension of your arm. Yeah, they're a little grimy. Yeah, some black residue on there. Just clean them up. Normally with these, I'll figure out roughly where center is. Stand there, you can see this little line up in the bottom of the frit. You can kind of center up in between there. Stick your cup somewhere comfortable. And then what you can do, see if I have it on me here. It should be in this bin. Like I said, I'll go through my loadout in a different video. But I have somewhere, I have a long bolt. And that bolt in particular is for these. And you stick it right into the, it's not that one, but that one might fit. Not sure exactly where the one in question is. I don't think I put it. No, it's not in that one. All right. What you can do with it, there's that little threaded insert that I was talking about earlier. Right up over in here. And if you find a bolt that fits it, it's not the one on the driver's side, it's the one on the passenger side. If you find a bolt that fits it-ish, it doesn't even have to be perfect, but you just rest that in there. And what this thing will do, it'll act like a set. There's that slot in the encapsulation in that flap on your new glass, which is right here. And you can actually line that up, and you can set that bolt right up inside of that slit. And that will actually line your glass up for you, so you can set her into place. You'll never have to worry about not lining her up right, which I think is pretty neat. Apologize if the video's not the greatest right this second. Kind of playing Twister. You just kind of let the gun do the work for you. All you're doing is guiding it. I'll stop it there, make another seam. So now, we have to get up there, pick the glass up. Set her somewhere where she's going to be stable. Usually the cowling is as good a place as any. You want to climb up, get a good spot to stand, keep moving her over a little bit until she's balanced on the truck. And again, your goal is to finagle your way up here. And now you find that little slit in your encapsulation. You set it on that bolt, and now you're centered up. So now what you can do is you can actually just set her right down into place and lift up a little bit. Make sure she's decked good, and you can kind of see what I was talking about that bolt. I did get it off center just a hair, so we'll there we go. Pull that over, get my bolt back. This company cannot have my bolt. And I'll stick that bolt somewhere else so I know I have it in a good spot. And I'm going to put these cups in on the seat, and I'll show you why in a second. Go through and sure that's decked nice. Normally, I don't recommend slapping the glass for obvious reasons. It's glass. But what you can do, you can go inside here. Here, there we go. And you can actually give it a couple tugs on the inside. It changes the angle of your decking. It actually allows you to bring it in a little bit more. You do want to let that glue have a little bit of height to it. You don't want to completely slam it down to the metal. But you do want to make sure that all potential air gaps are taken care of. Let's get these wipers back on, better than they were before. You want that wiper to actually function. Unfortunately, it wasn't before. There. That one's good. That one's good. And that one's a little tight, actually. Or a little high. Bring that down just a skosh. A little piece of glue that I missed earlier. Get that thrown away. That goes in there. Still need that open for a second. Go ahead and get the hood shut on this girl. Some of these have this little lock. You just have to pull it back towards you. That'll slide it right down. Beauty. Well, that's all there is to it. That's a Kenworth T680. It's not the hardest job in the world unless it wants to fight you. And even then, it's still not a super hard job. It's just kind of annoying. So I will catch you guys over at that Trans Am.